6 weeks into engineering, I got my linear algebra midterm back with a grade that I still refuse to say on camera. That's how horrible it was. And the thing is, when I walked into that exam hall, I was so certain that I would cook because I studied the exact same way I used to study at A levels. But the thing is, engineering isn't A levels, so I ended up with a pretty disgraceful grade. So to save you the pain, here are 6 things that I wish someone would have told me before I started engineering, and number 4 is the one that I still regret to this day. Mistake number 1. Engineering is not learned in lectures. The lecture is not where you learn engineering. The people you see getting 80%, 90%, they're not sitting in the lectures taking pretty notes, highlighting, rereading, and all that stuff. They're doing the dirty work, which is just solving as many practice questions as you possibly can. After talking to like 50 plus engineering students, I finally realized like what differentiates the top 10% from the rest, and it's a mixture of just two simple things. The common ratio that you have is like 80% of absorbing the material and 20% actually doing it. All you have to do is flip that ratio around. Make it 20% absorbing and 80% doing. You learn the most when you start doing practice questions, when you actually start doing hands-on work instead of just rereading theory. But doing the work doesn't matter if you're measuring it wrong, which is my next mistake. Recalibrate what good even means. I won't lie, this messed with my head more than anything that was academic, because back when I was at A levels, it was always like if you get anything below an 80 or 75%, you've essentially not done well. But when it came to uni, I was so ecstatic. I was so happy when I was getting like 63%, because the entire, like, you have to recalibrate your scale in a way, because when you see you get yourself getting 63%, you're like, oh my god, that's actually not that, like, that's actually pretty bad. But then you see the class average is like 45, and then you start getting happy, because uni exams are made unnecessarily hard, and it depends on a lot of factors such as your professor, your class, etc. The simple fix is measure yourself against the class average and always aim to be better. So if the class average is like 50, try getting like 65, and the professor will see that. So like, just try to be better than the class average and do as well as you can, but don't get disheartened if you don't get 90%, which is, I'm telling you, maybe less than 1% of students end up getting 90%. It is an extremely hard grade to get. Find your group in week 1. Week 1, not 6, because I remember when I showed up in Toronto, I was like, it was obviously a new environment, so I was just like, you know what, I'll just grind alone. I don't really need a study group. But from my second semester, so I think 5 months after I came to Canada, everything changed for me. When I started studying in groups, I was so much more productive, because not only do you have a support group around you, if you struggle in anything, someone else can explain it to you. If you don't understand a question, someone else can explain it to you. It just becomes so much easier studying with people as long as you don't start getting distracted. I genuinely don't even know how much more my grade would have gone down. So if I were to put it into perspective, I think if I got like a 70% on a test, without a study group, I would have probably gone like 55. So it does make a big difference. So if you're starting first year for the first time, I would say as soon as you can, like, start talking to people around yourself and make friends, and then make a study group where you can study together, and actually serious people, because if you make the wrong type of friends that you try to study with, you're never going to get anything done. Whereas on the other side, if you make the proper set of friends and you study with them, you can get more done in like an hour than you would do in like 3 hours by yourself. At the start of the video, I said number 4 is the one that I regret most not doing, because it's the single most highest return on investment thing that you could do in your first year that will take you so far. And that is not utilizing office hours. I'm genuinely still annoyed about this, because if I did this in my first semester, my grade could have been so much better, because I had some like personal issues that if I just told my professor, they would have had sympathy. If you're going to uni, utilize office hours. TAs, your professors, just sit in office hours and no one shows up. You have a chance to just meet your professor, make sure that your professor gets to know you, ask them any question that you want, and basically build a network, basically. And if you ever need a favor from the professor, they're more likely to grant you that favor if they know you personally. It happened to me in my first semester. I got rejected from like a grade bump, but in my second semester, when I asked the professor, because he specifically knew me, he bumped my grade up, and I ended up getting an A. So you network with professors, and the best way to do that is by attending office hours. Mistake number 5: protect your time. This one didn't hit me as hard last year, because I had transfer credit, which is a completely different story. But this year, I'm going to put my engineering schedule up right now. You can see I'm absolutely screwed. And the one thing I want to say is engineering schedules are brutal. Starting first year, they're going to be brutal. So your time management genuinely has to be on point. I mean, you can see mine right now. I have to balance sleep, cooking, like just like 8 hours of sleep, going to the gym, everything within this, and it's horrible. Like, it's genuinely horrible. So the better your time management is, I promise you, the easier your life will be. If you don't have proper time management, everything will crumble upon you, especially when you have an engineering schedule like that. When you think about A levels was like relatively simple to manage your time because you had a fixed time that you would go to school, you would come back, you would eat, you would rest for a bit, you would do a bit of practice questions. Like, you had a proper structure. Uni classes are all over the place, so you like genuinely need to plan every single minute of your day so that you can get the most out of it and you don't start falling behind. Time block the most essential stuff, whether that's your lectures, your tutorials, your labs, your self-study time, your gym time, like any time that you like are supposed to be doing something. Time block it. Your calendar will be literally your best friend when it comes to doing engineering like this. But all of this comes down to one single decision that you make before your term even starts or before your semester even starts. Decide who you be before the term decides for you. I think this one is the one that hit me hardest personally because all of a sudden you go from like 20% independency to 100% independency. And if you because no one is looking up on you, for the first time you're free to do whatever you want. And if you make the wrong set of decisions, that can genuinely impact your life long term. When you get independence, you can either build discipline properly or you can just let your desires control you. So for me, at the start of the semester, it looked pretty bad. I would stop going to lectures. I would start wasting time. I would doom scroll. I would go to sleep at 3 a.m. It was really, really bad. But starting second semester, I locked in a bit more. I tried to fix my sleep schedule and like try to become a bit more disciplined because when no one's watching you, it's so easy to fall into the wrong things, right? So you have to have that discipline or you have to have that ability to critically think that this is wrong for me, even though I might want it right now. Long term, it's going to harm me. So you have to basically be able to make the decision and say no to your desires and stick to a disciplined schedule. Because when you think about it, if you don't make these tough decisions, you're going to be the one suffering. Not your parents, not anyone else. It's going to be you. You're impacting your own future. So you can either decide to build yourself while you have this independency, or you can decide to completely crumble and ruin your entire future. So it is up to you, but all I would say, sit down and think about it properly before making any wrong decision that can impact your life. That's all I'm going to say because I've seen people fall into that and I've seen people build themselves by them like while they have full independency. So it's depends on like it's two sides. It's like a blue pill or a red pill, whichever one you choose. Make sure that you choose it critically. Basically, I genuinely believe if I could watch this video or give this list to the old version of myself who was stepping off the plane in Toronto, my entire first year of uni could have looked 10 times better just based on these 6 tips. And the thing is, there's a saying, obviously, you learn from your mistakes, but a smart person learns from their own mistakes, and a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. So learn from my mistakes and make it easier for yourself. And if I were to choose one single tip from this entire list that would, that I could automatically put in your lives and put in my life, it would be tip number 1, which is to stop studying engineering like it's memorization. Engineering is literally problem solving. So as many questions as you can, as many practice problems as you can do them because that's the only thing that's going to help you. As I said, the ratio, flip it, 20% of absorbing the content and 80% of actually doing something. Anyways, a couple of months ago I made a video about comparing A levels to university. You can check it out over here. You can check out this video that I uploaded recently as well, and you can subscribe to the channel right over here. I'll see you with another video very soon. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped. Take care and bye bye.